Okay, so go ahead. First off, go ahead and speak and spell your name.
I'm Brent Adams, Brent Adams.
Cool. And we're here at the post office in Santa Cruz. Just want to get your thoughts. What do you think about the fence?
Well, I think the fence is very unfortunate that it has been erected. It seems to be in conjunction, we hear, with a movement by a local group, or at least one woman who lives up in the background up there on one of those balconies. She has a bird's eye view, and over the last few years has gained a negative view of Food Not Bombs, and has kind of started a campaign against it with a petition. Really is the only thing that she's done, and it's amazing how much effect the petition can have. It's got people interested, and had a news article written about it, and now the post office, not the city and not a local group, the federal post office has built this temporary but quite sturdy fence, and they say they're going to be building a more permanent fence, right? What I wish is that, Food Not Bombs is now decorating the fence and having a little fun with it, and I think that's playful and good. But I really wish we were doing some countervailing, forward-thinking conversations with the management of the post office and city council or city manager, with the county also, about if you don't want people sleeping up on the post office porch, what can we do together to create safer, clean spaces in the community, rather than only building fences. And this is not the only fence. There are fences all over this community. Motion sensor lighting. The coffee shop across the street puts ice cubes out at night so people can't sleep. There's little noise makers under the bridges. And now we found over at Wells Fargo, very nearby, just 2 nights ago, Wells Fargo has a very irritating noise maker because people tend to sleep around the bank. And so when you take all this together, it's a lot of sort of anti people sleeping outside. They're really just trying to do what they can do on their own property, right? Mm-hmm. But taken together, it's a whole movement. And you go, well, what could we do together to try to help and benefit people sleeping outside? So I understand the desire to put up a fence to protect yourself, but it just speaks negative things to the community of people who need shelter.
Right on. Very well put. All right. Well, you said this was very specific going up, so certainly they did this on purpose. Do you think they'd be willing to have a conversation at this point?
Yeah, we've already, with the Warming Center and a group we call the Coalition on Homelessness, we've already reached out to them for a meeting.
Okay, wonderful. You guys keep me up to date on that, please. I'd love to go, actually, quite honestly.
Well, it's called the Santa Cruz Coalition on Homelessness, and we're going to try to have a lot of meetings between different groups who have been more conflicting. Yeah. Thanks, Wes.
Well, yeah, no, thank you. Well, Santa Cruz is one of those forward-thinking cities, so hopefully we'll get it together, right?
It has been and can be again.
Right on. All right, cool. Well, so here we are at the Santa Cruz post office. Just wanted to ask you quickly, what do you think about this fence being up?
Ridiculous. It needs to be torn down. I wanted to get a bunch of people together, and tear the fence down or pull it down and put it in piles.
Right.
There's not a nice note on it and it says, fence don't need to be here. People need to sleep on a safe place. We come here.
Right. Yeah. People need to sleep, and this ends up being one of the only safe places to go. Why do you think people come to the post office specifically to sleep?
Abby! Another one popped up.
Probably just to say hi or something. Uh-oh. I don't know if the right person got the spot. Oh well.
If we had the chance to take down this fence, I would have done it a long time ago.
Well, but if you tear it down, then they'll be just that much more militant about putting it back up, and doing more. Maybe communicating might
but
be.
The thing about it is, what maintenance are they putting on the building? They're not doing nothing to the building. They're lying. They don't want the homeless being here. They need to understand us. We're not bad. We are the people of this planet who made this planet. A lot of people might wear masks. I wear it because my brother just got shot by an LAPD last night. Hitchhiking from Texas to here. I wear the tears from the brother who I just lost.
It's horrible. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, it's a national epidemic. It's crazy. There's more poor people, as far as, you know, in my own opinion. It seems like there's more poor people today, or maybe we're just noticing it more. But we're doing everything we can to block people from just basic human dignity and sleep, like you know, it's a basic human right. Food, clothing, shelter. You need shelter to sleep.
Right, but a lot of these shelters out here are already packed, and not a lot of rooms are open for the other half.
Right. Oh yeah. There's not enough capacity. Even if every shelter was full, there's still so many people still outside.
Right. I fight it every day, and I've been on this planet, been here on this earth for almost 45 years, and I'm not going to stop being who I am, a fighter of peace, and laughing at these officers every time they pop up.
Oh man, that's got to be majorly sketchy every time. Just seeing, oh no, another opportunity to pick on me.
Or anybody.
Yeah.
They want to arrest people, they want to hurt people. They shot my brother all because he didn't speak English. He spoke only one language, Lakota, Native Indian language.
Really? Wow, I got to read up on that one. All right, so do you happen to know anybody who might have been sleeping here that got displaced from being able to stay here?
Don't know.
Gosh, but you know that there's all these anti-homeless devices around town.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so this ends up just being another one.
They just try to hide and find a way to cover up a spot for homeless people to hang out or just sleep. They're putting up fences around parks. They're putting fences around bathrooms. Where are we going to go to the bathroom?
Wow. Put a fence around the bathroom.
The bathrooms don't open from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. How are we going to take the bathroom? Go to the bathroom? None of the outhouses are around. Fed up with these government crap. They need to open up a place, or the businesses have these warehouses out here are all abandoned. They have buildings out here abandoned. Why don't they open them up for the homeless? But they scared because it was too much people who do drugs and they don't care about other people's stuff. But a lot of us do.
Well, and those who are willing to be respectful should be, you know, granted the opportunity all the way through to fruition, not just the blank and bald opportunity. Oh, all right. Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
First of all, go ahead and speak and spell your name.
Okay, my name is Amy Schmidt, AMYSCHMIDT.
Okay, and my name's Wes White. And we're here at the post office in Santa Cruz, and they just put up this fence. I was just wondering if you'd heard about this fence before. What do you think about the fence?
No, it's brand new to me. I wasn't aware that it was here until today.
Okay.
And I'm not even really sure what the purpose is of the fence.
Okay. Well, they did put lag bolts down, so it's permanently here for a while. From what I've heard, is up where people sleep in the top ledge underneath the awning. There's a good 10 or 12 people that used to sleep there, and I think they mentioned there's trash and pee and poo, and that's why they had to put up the fence.
Okay.
Well, hearing that, how does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, it makes me really sad. There aren't a lot of safe places for the homeless to sleep and to reside, and so, you know, it's just too bad that our city's taking away their spots, you know. But at the same time, it's like on the flip side of that, I understand with defecation, and you don't really want that to be in your place of business, right?
No doubt. And how do we balance that, right? Well, in this federal building, so I think that's been one of the main reasons why it's taken this long for them to do something about it.
Okay.
And from what I hear, they're thinking about putting up something more permanent. But of course, they have to, do the procedures, request for proposals, things like this. That'll take them a few months, and it has to be something that is architecturally compatible with the building and the era of the time, because it's a historical landmark. And that's probably another reason why they couldn't do anything like this in the past. But we've had this sleeping ban for, I think I heard something like 35 years.
35 years?
And apparently some of that was because people were just camping anyway, just coming here because Santa Cruz is just such a lush place to be.
Right.
Which, well, who wouldn't,
Right.
I mean, so I guess there's that, but then here we are, people in need. I heard there's rats that come from underneath the cement foundation for the steps. And so they're saying, like, well, the Food Not Bombs is contributing to that, which may or not be.
So they're really clean from what I'm seeing.
Exactly.
They're already cleaning up right here. So.
So have you known about Food Not Bombs for a long time?
No, actually, I'm here because I'm doing a project for school.
Right on.
I'm taking a multicultural counseling class, and this is one of the cultures that I chose to study.
Really?
And so, yeah, I've done a couple of one-on-one interviews with some homeless. This is my first group experience. Aside from working with the population for a while, about a year ago, I had a large exposure I worked at Santa Cruz Residential for a while, and a lot of the people that came through there had a history of chronic homelessness. But they're also like dual diagnosed with chemical dependency issues and mental health issues. And so I think there's just so many angles that need to be taken care of, and it's really a systemic issue, And
Yes.
with the current administration, it's probably going to get worse.
Oh,
at
gosh.
this point, money isn't funneled. They're trying to block
Right.
money from being sent
Cutting
here.
everything off.
Yeah, and so it's kind of one of the least acknowledged populations in terms of our need.
Right. Well, and you mentioned the two, drug dependency and mental illness. Those account for 74% of everything in Monterey County.
Interesting.
Between the two, either one or the other or both, 25% apiece. And so those are definitely...
that's an interesting statistic, because the literature that I've been reading actually really underrepresents the problem of substance abuse and mental illness in the homeless population.
Gosh, well, and for me, my own personal opinion about substance abuse or addiction, a lot of that is self-esteem related and relationship related. That's why we still reach out. We try to get a pet. We're social creatures.
Yeah.
So we need that, and then your self-esteem is the worth of your lot in life. Where were you born with a silver spoon or not?
Right.
And because that's the whole difference between a crime and a scandal, if you got money or not. Because it's the same people. The same instance occurring. They try to slam it and say, well, you're homeless because you're a drug addict. Well, there's plenty of house people who are drug addicts too.
True.
So obviously that's not the issue.
Right.
We have to kick them out because they're just creating all this trash. Well, you know how many hoarders there are? Have you seen that show? And all those people have homes. They're all criminals. Well, then catch them in the act. Don't kick them while they're down. And the money aspect.
Is that just an assumption, or is that proven, the criminality?
Exactly.
Is that an assumption?
Exactly. Hey, you know what though? This right here is technically a crime. Feeding people, this is without a permit, health permit. And it's something, but they understand and they realize that it's a true need that they're not addressing.
Right.
And so it's an egg on their face, and to some degree, well, what harm is it doing? So at least thank God they're not hurting people by shutting this down. Because that would just be another step in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
If you're not going to help them, at least don't hurt them. And that's a hard, and then you come out finding that this sleeping ban and all this stuff that we're doing to block people without actually talking to anybody, when we're supposed to be like a society, social creatures, and in this society we're supposed to be bringing up the most vulnerable. I mean, that is what actually dictates how good or bad a society you are. You know, but it's not money based. You know, we want our tax revenue, in my opinion. A lot of the reasons why all these structures do these things is like the military-industrial complex. You know, they're in charge to delegate where the money is going to fall, and when you make friends with people, you know, to do something positive, that's all great. But then it becomes, but I need to survive. You know, my business needs to survive, and if anything, my priority comes before anybody else's, and that's how we become more self-centered and isolated again, and then lose touch with the reality of actually being a public service entity. You know, we've gotten so business friendly. Where's the new growth area coming from? How do we get a new mall over here? You know, all the established money that people have already been giving every year, that's already a given. We don't have to take care of any of those people. We just have to try to advertise and get new businesses to come in.
Yeah.
You know,
it's really too bad that the shelter was closed. The Reveille shelter.
Really? How long was that going?
I think it was about a year ago that they closed the shelter. And I mean, they still have the medical services that are provided there, but the shelter services were in dire need. You know, with some of the interviews that I did with the individuals, even if they had a home or a roof, some of them don't want that. Some of them like this lifestyle. You know, the couple guys that I interviewed a couple days ago.
Well, and you know, this isn't all just only homeless people that come. There's a lot of house people that come too, supplement their meals. You know, go to food bank and get one of those big boxes you can get once a week, and you know, be able to feed your family. That's supplemental, and that's how we're keeping people housed. You know, too, and we just keep raising the rate on everything too. I mean, we had minimum wage go up at the beginning of the year, and or 2016, and right then and there, like at the grocery store, January 1st, I'm noticing prices went up 5-10 cents per item. It's like you guys are ripping me back off before I even get paid.
Yeah. Well, they have to pay for the raise somehow, right?
Right. Well, that's pretty neat. So, have you heard about the AFC, the Faith Communities Shelter, and also the Warming Center program?
Yes, I'm more of the Warming Center. Actually, I have friends that work there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And I participated with the outreach, the homeless outreach project.
Okay.
That they do down at the basketball arena. They do that during the winter time, where they provide some necessities and services.
Good news.
Yeah.
Good news.
Yeah. So, you know, we're trying, but.
Right, and there was a clinic that was put on last week at the university or by university students.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't hear about that.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, it's too big a campus, maybe.
I don't go. I'm not there. I'm at a different school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm doing graduate school. So.
Wonderful. Cool. Well, thank you, Amy. I appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thank you so much.
All right. You want to answer a couple questions? And no, thank you.